All right, welcome back to Sports Line. 737-7767 is the number to call. Our phone lines are lit up like a Christmas tree right now. We're going to whip through these calls. We're going to start on line one with Kenny. Kenny, welcome. You're on.
Hey, Mr. John. How are you doing?
Great. How are you? Happy holidays. Thanks for calling.
I'm all right. This is that passionate Titans fan.
Yeah, buddy. How are you, man? Probably not too good after these two losses, huh?
No, but one of the guys that just called in said we need to get a new quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
And that prompted me to call because...
Please berate that guy. You please use clean language, but please berate that guy for me.
Realistically, Marcus Mariota has had two great seasons for a very young quarterback. And one season where he struggled. But we put Marcus in very tough positions this year with our scheme and with some of the things that our wide receivers and tight ends have done on their routes. You know, he's basically happened to throw perfect passes on every down just to be able to complete a pass. And, you know, he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. He's never going to have a perfect game. That's unrealistic. But
right.
Marcus is the future of this team. And anybody that wants to get rid of him is not being realistic and doesn't want this team to succeed, because I believe he's going to be a great quarterback for this team.
I agree with you, Kenny. Thanks so much for calling. Happy holidays, man. Let's go to Timothy on line 2. You're on Sports Line. Welcome.
How you doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
I want to talk about the Tennessee Titans quarterback, and I want to say this right here.
Okay.
I think everybody needs to just stop and pump their brakes and just, let him keep developing. He only in his third year.
Right.
It's just like, when you're in your third year and you have an off year, it's because you got to think about it. The man broke his leg last year around about this time.
Almost exactly a year ago.
And, it kind of can be scary with him. Let that man be patient. He's going to lead us. Just let him be patient, everybody, and get behind him like I am. I'm a diehard Titans fan. I love the Titans. I love them when they win. I love them when they lose. But, we just got to be patient.
All right, Timothy, thanks for the call. I agree with you. When you're not 100% healthy going into a season, sometimes that can affect your play, especially for a quarterback who has enough to worry about other than, being injured. Let's go to William on line 3. Hey, William.
Yes. Yeah, I think the problem is not the quarterback. I think the play calling. When I see the cornerback and the safety, they're like 10 yards away from the ball being snapped. That's a 5 yard when a wide receiver or a corner or a running back catch the ball. And that's what got us in trouble in a San Francisco game. There was 1 minute left, and it was two passes, and it was 20 yards, and they were in the field goal.
Yeah, that was a bad last sequence for the defense. You're right, 2 plays, and they were already in field goal range. Definitely some communication breakdowns. Not sure what defense they were in, but it obviously didn't work. And offensively, look, there's something out of sync with this offense right now. Hard to, I'm not criticize the play caller guy, but there really is something out of sync with this offense right now. Hopefully they can figure it out in the next 2 games. Otherwise, they're going to miss the playoffs. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Let's go to, I believe it's Jim on line 4. What's up, Jim?
Hey, John, man, you just hit it right on the head. If they don't figure it out the next 2 games, it's over for the Titans for the season.
Yeah, you know what, Jim? And listen, I don't think there'll be major changes if they don't make the playoffs, but this would be a major disappointment for them not to make the playoffs this year.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely correct. I've chosen to only lose 3 games this season, so they've already screwed my pooch when it comes to figuring that out.
Yeah, I had him 10-6 and winning the division. Doesn't look like the division's going to happen, but now, let's just get into the playoffs and see what we can do, right?
Exactly. I mean, and you know what? And everybody's calling for Mariota's head.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's
He's our quarterback.
Right, Jim, you know this. This is the knee-jerk society we live in. Everything is just, I want it now. If the quarterback doesn't play well for a couple games, get rid of him. Get rid of the coach. Get rid of that guy. Marcus Mariota, as you know, is the future of the Tennessee Titans.
Absolutely.
He is the franchise quarterback. He's not going anywhere. And I believe he will lead this team to multiple divisional titles and hopefully at least one Super Bowl. We'll see. But Marcus Mariota is not the problem. Is he having the best season of his career? Probably not. But,
Not a problem in my book, John, and I'll be honest with you. What did we have before him?
Right.
We didn't have anybody. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's really not since Kerry Collins had that great year in 2008. I mean, Vince Young flamed out. Jake Locker, I thought, was playing well, but he couldn't stay healthy. I mean,
and look, we ain't had nobody since Steve McNair.
Yeah.
Let's just be brutally honest about it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Quarterback that the Titans ever knew. He got us to the Super Bowl within a couple of yards of possibly winning the game.
Right.
And so, what do we got to look at? We got to look at what the future is, and it's not Steve McNair, unfortunately. It is a Marcus Mariota. He's the future of this team,
Right.
and people better get on board with this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's good.
He's still one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, although, again, he's not having a great season, but he still has a chance to lead the Titans to a playoff berth. And if you do that, that's the definition of a franchise quarterback, right, Jim?
He's far from being the elite like players like a Brady and those type players, but man, he just started. I'm just saying everybody needs to get off the fact they think he's supposed to win the Super Bowl his first season. I mean, get over it, because that ain't gonna happen. That rarely happens.
Right. All right, Jim, we appreciate it. Happy holidays, man. Thanks for calling, all right?
Have a very Merry Christmas to everybody at News Channel 5.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. No, you're the best, Jim. Come on. You kidding me? David, you're up. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Merry Christmas, John.
Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
And good to see you again. Sorry we're going to go a couple of weeks without you, but I'll be watching the first of the year.
Well,
Anyway.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you calling in.
Titans are where they ought to be. They're rebuilding. They've been rebuilding all the 3 years of Mariota. He's the best thing that's happened to them. Like the guy was saying, Steve McNair was it, but Mariota's young. He's got it. And it's the offensive line. I've always said your quarterback's only as good as your offensive line. If they're no good, he's not going to get protected. He's got to scramble. He's got to move. I understand that, but he's got to have that protection.
Well, listen, David, and you're 100% right. Now, listen, I'm not saying Marcus Mariota is completely not at fault here. He's made some bad throws. He's made some bad decisions. He was terrible in the Cardinals game. But this is a guy that got you in position to win the game last week in San Francisco, drove you to a go-ahead field goal. The defense is the one that gave up 2 chunk plays back-to-back to get the 49ers in field goal range. So, there's blame to go around, and he's part of it, but I think a lot of it has to do with Terry Robisky, the play calling, the play design. And you mentioned the offensive line. There was so much hype about this offensive line coming in that maybe they were perhaps the second best offensive line in football right behind the Dallas Cowboys. And they've been inconsistent this year. When you have an inconsistent offensive line, trust me, I'm a Giants fan. I watch it every week.
Yeah.
Your quarterback's going to struggle.
Well, I'm saying that about the defense as well. When I watched that San Francisco game, I was just sitting there, my jaw was on the floor, because when they came back, San Francisco came back, Garoppolo and that team just dissected the defense. So that's a major problem, and that needs to be taken care of. The defensive, the coach, maybe he needs to be taken care of, replaced, whatever. But something's got to be done with that defense, because they should have beat the 49ers as they played. But Garoppolo, like 4 straight games for these guys, that was a turnaround for them, and they just dissected the Titans, and they really should have won.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say this to be fair, though, David. You make some great points. Remember, the Titans defense, they gave up 6 field goals and only 1 touchdown. And the week before that, all they gave up was 4 field goals. The O has to help the D. It's got to be complementary football. We need to see more red zone possessions by the offense, more consistency in the running game, and, scoring more consistently. They do that. well, we're looking at a 10-4 team getting ready to go to the playoffs and perhaps win the AFC South division.
Well, I just wanted to say that. I'm going to get off here. Got a little more time for other people. But Merry Christmas to you and your family and News Channel 5. You guys take care of yourself, and let's see if the Titans can get it going, buddy.
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it. Great calls tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's good stuff, man. We love the calls here on Sportsline. Again, it's our final Sportsline of 2017. Won't be with you next week. Hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year. Enjoy responsibly next week, folks, and hope you get an opportunity to hang out with your family and friends and enjoy the holiday. So I'll be working, so if you get bored, just watch me over on News Channel 5. I'll be working Christmas Day, the day after Christmas Eve, and it's a labor of love. We'll be back after this to wrap up the show. Stay with us.